everybody, welcome to another episode of On the Paint Table. This is my weekly show about what I got done, what was finished, and what I have maybe coming up in the future. So this is a 2 weeks, I guess, episode. I didn't manage to get in one last weekend because it was a Canadian holiday. It was Canada Day, and that meant that I was really busy with barbecues and all kinds of prep stuff for family coming over and the usual nonsense that happens when there's a long weekend. So I didn't get time to film one. And so we're kind of combining 2 weeks for the work into one show. So a lot of things finished for a lot of different games. I did some prep work for a series that you're currently watching, which is Dark Alchemy for Frostgrave. I did some prep work for a series I'll be filming in the near future, which is The Breeding Pits, which is also for Frostgrave. I painted some indie game miniatures for a game called Giga-Robo, not Giant Robo, Giant Robo's a TV show. And I painted some stuff just kind of for me. I painted some studio miniatures zombies to add to my sort of modern zombie collection. So anyway, let's take a look at what I got done, and you can look at what's coming up. So here's some stuff I got done for Frostgrave. Now the stuff on the left was all for the breeding pits. I needed some doors, open and closed. I actually made the ones at the back there. They are old castle doors from the Citadel Castle. And the tiles they're sitting on are actually just cut old Citadel movement tray. These are old Mordheim doors the cardboard scenery came with for my open doors. So when they get open, they just turn into that. This is actually all old dungeon decor from GW as well. The benches, the open pots and stuff. I did like some sort of like mixing pots for potions for Dark Alchemy. I just figured it was like good scatter to have to sort of theme the table. And then this was my alchemical monstrosity you already seen. Someone identified it as a Reaper Gulg, a Cthulhu horror. Sure, I'm sure that's what it is. It's some kind of, I think it was just called Eldritch Horror when I found a picture of it online. So yeah, it would definitely be from the Cthulhu sort of like mythos-y line of miniatures. And then down here we have my fire flingers, which are adorable little living torches that I made myself out of cocktail skewers and putty. I just sculpted them myself and painted them. I didn't really know what to do for fire flingers. I'll be honest, when I read the description that Joseph wrote in the book, I was like, these could be anything from like little flamethrowers on wheels to like little, maybe like Malifaux style fire gammon. Like I didn't really know what he intended. So I went Fantasia. I just decided I was just gonna paint torches that had eyes, little Julie eyes floating around in them. And they were perfectly serviceable. It was literally, what can I sculpt in like, you know, an hour and then paint and then have ready for Friday. So then I got a bunch of new heroes. These are all going to be for the Breeding Pits, which is upcoming expansion for Frostgrave. So I added some more barbarians. I got 2 barbarians here. This is the one from North Star. And then we've got a Reaper one in the middle there, and then this is the other one from North Star. The Thief and Barbarian actually come in the same pack, the guys on the left and the right there. And I painted them up for use in my upcoming Frostgrave stuff because I just want to have more options. And I just love painting fantasy miniatures, like off and on. So there's the Frostgrave stuff I got done. This is the last 2 weeks worth of painting. I've got a whole bunch more in the upcoming thing, but they're not here, they're sitting at home right now. So you'll see them possibly next week, or at least some work on them possibly next week. But I've got a bunch of like extra heroes and a new pair of Wizard Apprentice because I want to change up my Wizard Apprentice for Breeding Pits. So you'll see those in the future. So if you've been watching Gaming with the Coolers channel, you've seen that I was playing Giga-Robo this week. And I painted these guys up. These are some pre-production 3D prints from Giga-Robo. These are the robots that actually fight in the big city. And they are huge. So if you want to see them next to somebody, here's Bubba the Barbarian hanging out next to one. Whoop, he's real small. They're real big. I think the big one in the back there, Azine, is probably 5 inches tall. The rest are like 3 to 4 inches tall. So they're a good size, and they definitely look appropriate smashing down buildings and stuff like that. They're a lot of fun to paint. I did them in like a classic sort of Saturday morning cartoon, bright paint style, just using the color schemes from the book. As of speaking, I think it launched on Wednesday, and it's Friday, and it was like over halfway funded at like $22,000 or $23,000. So like, yeah, it's doing real well. That was crowdfunding. It's pretty exciting, and it was a super fun game. But you'll see more about that Tuesday. There'll be a Let's Play for it that I filmed, and you can see me and Owen muddle our way through our first game. But these are a lot of fun to paint, yeah, some big, chunky, cool robot models that can get used in lots of different games. All right, last but not least, we got some Zambies. These are some studio miniatures. Hospital escapee zombies. So these guys are all in hospital gowns. and they're like full on in hospital gowns. Like you turn this guy around, you can see he's in a hospital gown. And this guy's actually escaped from the morgue. He's in a body bag, and there's like bullet holes through him, which I think is hilarious. But these are great character-driven kind of packet of zombies. You can use them for any kind of modern game. You guys will figure out why I'm using them soon. But if you ever listen to my piece of ash, I get asked about a game I wrote back in 2009 a lot, and this is why I'm painting these guys. So you'll see more about that in the future, but I love modern zombies. I just wanted to add a few more to my collection that were all painted up, and this was my favorite of the different packs that I had currently sitting in my unpainted pile of like 120 unpainted zombies. I just wanted to add some more. So there's 6 of them, and I just did them in different color hospital gowns. I don't know if you've ever been to like a hospital where like people are being admitted into actual surgery and stuff, but like hospital gowns just come in like whatever color. They're greens and blues and pinks sometimes and browns, and I figured I wouldn't do them all one color, and that way it looks like they came from different wards or different places when they were being admitted. And I just love the dude who's just like stood up in a body bag and is wandering around. He's my favorite. So there it is. There's what I got painted in the last 2 weeks. Let's check out what I've been working on. So getting paint on this big guy right here has been eating up most of my time the last 2 weeks. This is the modular spaceship interior terrain. You can see it breaks apart into these 6x6 cubes and a couple of 12x12 cubes from Overdose Terrain Studios and Every Little War. And so what this is going to be for is for Infinity or any other kind of sci-fi games. It's getting close to being done. I'm starting to do some weathering on it, and then I'm adding in some posters and stuff, like some signage. I printed off, or actually just made basically a poster sheet of all of the signs that are on the Ishimura in Dead Space. And that's what I'm going to put in this thing. I thought that'd be super fun. And that way it's got some sort of like text and some like sort of like, I guess you would say, like even advertisements and stuff in it for things on different decks. And of course, it's going to talk about Pang, because you always have to have Pang. If you've never played Dead Space, you won't get that joke, but that's okay. So I assembled it with the bottoms off, so I could do the bottoms in this sort of like greeny, I don't know, high contrast color. All the lighting for the walkways I've done like a pink and mauve, and it's gonna get gloss varnished eventually too, and the rest of it in kind of like a high contrast white. So super happy with it. I'm excited to film some games on it. You're gonna see a Infinity series that'll get filmed on these at some point too, and I might even play some of the missions from the new Red Veil, which Operation Red Veil, which is the new star set for Infinity on this, because this could easily be the interior of the orbital, the Yu-Ching orbital that you're fighting on, because, well, the color scheme I picked is pretty close, and I think the cardstock terrain would actually look really good in this too. So we'll see where we get to by the time I get the Red Veil stuff in and painted. That will be coming in soon. You guys will see that soon too. But that's been one of my big work in progress. The other thing is I got some Horus Heresy games coming up. If you've been missing them, I think we all kind of got burned out on it. Like we went so hot and heavy for like 6 months on Horus Heresy that we all kind of like lost our steam. But I grabbed this guy. He was the Horus Heresy Day Terminator Legion Praetor Tribune that was available. I'm going to paint him up for my Alpha Legion. I got a couple tanks I'm going to paint up too for next weekend, because I'm filming some games. And the weekend after that, I'm actually playing some more 30k as well. So there'll be at least 4 30k games, so like 2 months worth of 30k games you guys will see airing over the summertime. And that's it. There's lots of other stuff in the fire, but I couldn't fill up the table with much more than just this. So we'll see you next week, I guess, to sort of like catch you up on the other projects. But here's a look at sort of what's been occupying my attention the last 2 weeks. So there's another on the painting table done for this week, catching up on the last 2 weeks of what I've been working on. Tons of pans in the fire right now, lots of projects on the go, lots of cool, fun, exciting things I'll be filming. I'm filming some stuff on Sunday, and then next week is pretty much booked too for all kinds of different games. So if you guys want to catch up and see what I got finished next week, any other additional sort of things that I've been working on, tune in on Saturday and you'll see my next on the paint table. Thanks again for watching. Till then, I'm Ash. Happy working.